Welcome to this week's Joe Cooks. Hope everyone's had a nice weekend and that. We're going to be making a cheese and onion potato bake this week. But the sun's made an appearance. It's cracking the pavements outside. It's red hot. So I switched it out and we're going to be making French bread pizzas. Perfect for a hot day with a bit of salad and that. We'll have a quick run through the ingredients and a bit of the equipment and we'll get cracking. For this one we're going to be using a French baguette, or a sandwich baguette, or even the crusts out your loaf, that's fine in that. And it's a bit of a two-parter. We've got a sauce and we've got with toppings. So for the sauce, we're using an onion, which we're going to finely chop, 2 teaspoons of garlic puree, a teaspoon of dried basil and a teaspoon of dried oregano, a tin of chopped tomatoes, some salt and pepper to season, and a good squirt of olive oil. And for the toppings, like again, really easy. You can use whatever you want. Use whatever you want. I'm going to be using a couple of mushrooms, a tin of drained tuna, and a couple of slices of bell pepper. And for the cheese, I've picked this one. It's a grated cheddar and mozzarella cheese mix from Lidl's. It's great for this, you know, great for this. I find too much mozzarella makes it too stringy. Too much cheddar makes it a bit boring. So go for the mixed. Go for the mix. It's perfect, perfect. Wise, we're going to be using the oven at about 180 for about 12 minutes, and we're going to be using the hob for about 15 minutes to make the sauce. We need a saucepan, preferably with a lid, but it doesn't really matter. A tray for the oven, a knife and a chopping board to slice the onions and with peppers and that, and a food mixer. If you've got one of these, perfect. If you haven't, it doesn't really matter. You can just wing it. Right, let's get stuck into it. The first job is the sauce. We're going to warm the pan up. I've got mine on number 5, and I'm just going to put a splash of olive oil in. We're just going to finely chop this onion up. Normally, I do all the veg off camera and that because I think it's a bit boring. But I just want to speak about my channel a little bit, you know. It's been going about 1.5 years now. I started it as a hobby, just to try and make videos and that. I stuck on cooking really. I'm not a cook, I'm not a chef. I don't have a fancy kitchen, I don't have fancy equipment. It's just basic stuff and that anyone can make in their own kitchens. If I can make it, you can make it too and that. So we'll just chop this onion up. And we're going to whack it in the pan. I try and keep it varied in that. I'll try and like do staples. I mess about like I did last week with the biscuits and that. Whoop. I make little mistakes, it's fine, you know, it's just cooking, it's just basic cooking. I think some of the chefs on the telly and that make it too flash and that. Don't get us wrong, they're good, and I do like them, like, but everyday cooking doesn't have to be so complicated, and you don't have to be a genius, so we'll let them soften up. I think we'll put the garlic in as well, that'll go in. About 2 teaspoons, it's nearly empty this one. We'll just give it a couple of minutes to warm itself through and let the onions go a bit translucent. I've got my trusty spatula here to give it a stir and that. But while that's happening, we'll chop the mushrooms up for our filling and we'll chop the peppers up. But yeah, I'm interested in the comments, if anyone gets in the comments and gives us suggestions and that, because it's a struggle sometimes to figure what to cook and that. I try and keep it affordable. And I try to keep it basic because there's no point in me doing something elaborate. I do push me luck every now and again and cook stuff I haven't made before, like the steak pudding and that. And sometimes they turn out great, sometimes they turn out bad. But if you keep watching, you'll see which ones, because I leave all the mistakes in. So I'm just going to use a bit of chopped pepper. This is all me filling this. You can put whatever filling you want in, to be honest with you, like. We're just going to chop this up nice and fine. I mean, I'm probably making far too much for one pizza, but that's all right. I'll make 2, you know. And yeah, and I don't eat like this every day, you know. I eat a pretty healthy diet on the norm and that. But this is my YouTube channel, so I can cook what I want. Just like your kitchen's your kitchen, and you can cook what you want. So we're just going to put them in a bowl. I've drained the tuna, and I'm just going to stick that in. I'm just going to give it a good mix, and this can just sit until the sauce is ready. This is great for the summer, you know. That's basically your topping. You can put mushrooms, you can put tomatoes, you can put whatever you want in. You can put ham, pineapple. I'm not too keen on pineapple on pizzas. It's a bit of a debate, that one, isn't it? But that can just go to one side now and wait till we're finished. I'll have a little tidy up. We'll get closer in on the sauce. And yeah, we're cracking along nicely. Right, well, onions frying away nicely. You can hear the sizzle. Don't this sound nice? The smell lush. I love the smell of onions and garlic, you know. It's absolutely fantastic. But we're going to go in with tomatoes. That'll quieten things down a little bit. Give it a good stir. And we're just going to go in with seasoning. About a teaspoon of basil. Teaspoon of oregano. I like to offer up things that anyone can have a go at, or just give them a bit of encouragement to go and have a go at something completely new. I love having a go at something new, and that biscuit was really fun, you know, the biscuit video that I done last week. I'll just give this a stir. And we're just going to let this sit now for about 10 minutes, just to cook through, to let all the flavours melt together. And it's lush, it's lush. Then we're going to put it through the blender, and we'll have the perfect pizza sauce. Right, well, sauce has had about 10 minutes now. It's ready to go in the blender and that. I've set the blender up. Like I say, this bit's optional. You don't have to have a blender. If you haven't got a blender, it's fine. You can just use it as it is. It's fine. It'll just be a bit chunkier. Kitchen equipment doesn't have to cost a fortune, you know. This one cost a £5 from a charity shop. It's perfect. It's a bit battered like, but I use it every day for my protein shakes and that. It's perfect, man. Works a treat. So we're just going to whack this in the blender. Hopefully I don't make a mess. We'll get rid of the pan. Whack the lid on. Just zap it for about 20 seconds or something, and it'll make the perfect sauce. That's it, perfect. About 15 seconds. We'll get rid of that, and I'll bring a tray in so we can have a nice look at the sauce. Look at this, absolutely fantastic. It's a bit hot, so I'm just going to sit it to one side to let it cool down for about 5-10 minutes. If you're going to make your pizza straight away, now's the time to turn your oven on. So I've turned mine on. I'm going to preheat it to 180. So this can go somewhere nice and cool outside by a window or something, just to cool off. And we'll construct our pizza. Lush. Right, I've got everything set up beside us. Time for the fun bit. Let's construct the pizza. I'm going to take about a third of the baguette. Like I said, you can use bread. I use the crusts out my loaf sometimes, like. I use it for my garlic bread as well, because they're quite nice, you know, they're quite nice. It's going to split it straight down. We're going to bring the oven tray in. You can make them bigger, you can make them smaller. It's entirely up to you. Now we're just going to bring the sauce in. Look at that, it's thickened up a treat. It's lush, that, like, lush. It smells incredible. I'm just going to put a couple of tablespoons on. I've swapped it for a dessert spoon. Nice layer of that. Lidl's baguettes are not as good as they used to be, you know. They used to be all big and flaky and that. They've gone a bit dense. And we're going to we're topping in with tuna and mushrooms and peppers. We're just going to whack that on. Look at that. Doesn't that look lush? Tell us in the comments what your favourite pizza toppings are and that. Like I said, the pineapple one, bit of a debate on that one, isn't there? I'm not that keen on pineapple one. Doesn't matter if it spills over, it'll just roast up in the oven on the sides and that. Don't have to be perfect in that. I'm certainly not perfect on this channel. Certainly not perfect. Then we're just going to bring the cheese in and give it a proper good layer of cheese. Just get it on there. Let it melt into it. Look at that. I could eat that as a sandwich now, you know. It looks nice. It looks nice. But we're going to whack this into an oven now. Preheated at 180 for about 12 minutes. Just until the cheese starts looking like it's going all runny and that. We'll pull them apart a little bit. We'll probably scrape that bit up. And put it on there. But into an oven now. 12 minutes. And we'll come back and we'll see what we've got. All that's left now is to have a look at what we've made. And look at them beauties. Imagine them on a hot summer's day. Nice bit of salad and that. Absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. I'm going to shift it to one side. I'm going to bring my plate in. That's exactly what I'm having. Bit of salad, bit of fresh tomato. And one of these bad boys. Look at that. Absolutely lovely. In your kitchen, have a go, man. Have a go. They're so easy, so perfect. The sauce that's left over, I'm going to bag it in the little bags and freeze it. I'll keep a little bit out because I've got a mate coming later on. He can have one and I can use the rest of the topping up. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching. We'll give it a quick taste and we'll say our goodbyes. The best bit of every YouTube video, the tasting point. Absolutely fantastic. Incredible, incredible. Much better than a stupid bought one with hardly any topping and that on. Nice and healthy with the tuna and that. Spot on, spot on. If you like my videos, hit the like button, hit subscribe. Until next week, be kind, and I'll see you then.